I want to get a new opening because every time I say welcome back to the Tampa Bay Rowdies podcast. So what should the new opening be?
What's going on, everybody?
What's going on, everybody?
Shalom, what it do, my peeps? I mean, we got all kinds of stuff. Do you want to change it because you go into the fact that the Rowdies are undefeated? Is that why? Or you just don't like the way you start the podcast?
I feel like every single week I say the same exact thing because once again, the Tampa Bay Rowdies on the weekend, they pick up 3 points in a huge game. They're still unbeaten. They're the best team in America. And I just wanted to start the podcast differently because every single week I say the same exact thing. And it's not that it's getting old. It's just like I just felt like changing it up a little bit.
Well, I mean, we had Ryan, the team president, on last week, and he talked about Louisville and just how the Rowdies have had, so many historic matches with them and how much it means to play them. And it looked like the Rowdies kind of handled them just from my perspective, which is just a know-nothing guy at home.
There are a lot of metrics that the Rowdies internally keep and to show how the game went and whether or not they performed at a high level, whether it's win-loss. And of course, this year there hasn't been any losses, so there's a lot of different metrics that they use. They dominated the metrics. I mean, this was an absolute dominant performance from the Tampa Bay Rowdies in a game that. For Louisville, it's a team that they have a new head coach this year. Their head coach left them about a month and a half ago, so they're trying to go through some things. But when you're looking at it on paper, it's like, okay, massive rivalry game, a lot of history between these two teams. Rowdies are unbeaten. Louisville's trying to get their stuff together. So, for Louisville, it's almost like a big, World Cup type of moment. And the Tampa Bay Rowdies, once again, went in there and just dominant performance, getting better every single week. And at this point, that's 4 wins in a row. I think they're 9 points clear in the East. I think San Antonio's within 6 points for the entire league. But at this point, it's taken on a life of its own, and it's truly insane what this team is doing right now.
I mean, when this team was undefeated, earlier in the season when the team was undefeated, it talked about that there were still players that were ready to come up. And has it been over the last 4 games? Has it been MD Myers since he started playing? The guest on the podcast today, by the way.
So, we talked about it after that Miami game because MD, he went through a little bit of a scoring drought. He was coming off the bench early in the season because he was recovering from an injury. And then when he was starting, he wasn't really finding the back of the net. He was doing a lot of the dirty work. But then he scored those 2 goals versus Miami. And then last week he scored on the weekend a pretty nifty goal where he had the guy skating on ice and put him on the ground against Phoenix. And then this week, it's a great near post run and just a massive individual effort in the 77th, I think, minute to get them the 1-0 lead. And you need your best players to be scoring goals to have streak like this going. And now that he's getting hot with what they've done earlier in the season, it's just, I don't want to say that it's all coming together because there's still work to be done, but it just feels like it's starting to all really come together.
Well, I think I was watching Jay Retcher's podcast yesterday for another stat. Is it that the Rowdies have given up only 5 goals this year? Is that
5 goals? 5 goals. So it's funny. I was joking with we were at a watch party for the Champions League, and one of the leaders of the Skyway Casuals was there, and we were having a conversation. And something that the Skyway Casuals do that is awesome is that every single shutout they go out to a beach and clean the beach. And so we were joking. We were joking about it this year because he's like, we've switched it to only home games because we can't get out to the beach that much. And I was laughing. I'm like, at this point, the beach has got to be clean.
Yeah,
the beaches are clean.
Yeah,
because there's the shutouts. The defense is playing at an incredible level. They're putting balls in the back of the net, and it's just at this point, I keep saying that I'm running out of things to say about this team because every single week I get more impressed, and every single week you look at the schedule and you're like, oh, here might be the slip-up game. But it's just not happening. This team is prepared every single week. The fluid motion that they have on offense, it looks like a team that's been together for years. They've been together for months.
What is it? Is it finally? Is it coaching? Is it talent? Are we running an all-star team out there, and Coach Dom can just decide who he wants to use that night, and he can't do any wrong?
I think that the players are really bought into the system that Dom wants to play. And it's proving that once you're bought into this system and you're willing to do the work that it takes, because it's a hard-working system. You got to be fit to be doing what they're doing. They press hard defensively. When the ball turns over, it's a quick reaction. They're able to catch teams on the counter. So, once you're defending, it's a quick burst out in terms of getting themselves forward. We saw that on the second goal.
So they're using more energy than another team might.
I think they're fit. I think that their movement off the ball and awareness of where the other players are going to be on the field is at a very high level right now. And I think that every single person on the field is willing to do the work defensively, which allows them to, whether it's pressing, get numbers behind the ball, it allows those certain players, from the midfield roles, to move into forward attacking roles, to overload other teams' defenses, knowing that somebody else is willing to do the work defensively so that those guys can leave their spots. So there's a lot of different things going on within the team, but for me, it's really about the understanding of the movement of the players, recognizing the spaces and when players are going to step up and take them, but then also making sure on the defensive side that they have players that are willing to cover. And when you get those types of systems right and everybody's bought in and the work ethic is there from every single player on the field, you're going to have success. And that's exactly, for me, that's what I'm watching every time that the Rowdies step on the field. And it's awesome.
That's a good breakdown of their system, though. I mean, I wasn't totally familiar with it. I've been a hardcore soccer fan for about 3 months here. So, and I'll tell MD Myers that he's my Ronaldo and Messi because he's really just the guy that I've seen score every single time that I watch a Rowdies game. So.
In your world, he might be the best soccer player in the world.
And in my world, he's the best soccer player in the world.
There you go.
So I'm going to see how he reacts to that. I'm sure that won't make him feel awkward. But that's a good breakdown of the system of the team that we're running. I mean, there has to be a reason why this team hasn't lost a game. I mean, it can be just talent alone, but there's got to be a few other ingredients. So I appreciate you kind of explaining that.
Well, I think, too, like when you really look at the team as a whole, whenever we talk to these guys, right, like we haven't interviewed a player in a while, but every single time we talk to one of the players, and even when we talk to Dom, it was about being bought in for the entire group mentality, right? Like that's hard to do in professional sports because professional sports, at the end of the day, it's an individual trying to either provide for their family, trying to accelerate their own personal career. But when you're able to get an entire group of people bought into the way that the coach wants to play, you're seeing that week in and week out because you're seeing different players step onto the field and fill into these spaces and fill into these roles that, you aren't getting the most minutes. So it's like, are you still bought in? Are you still buying what the team's selling? And the team's unbeaten, so it's very, very hard not to be buying what they're selling right now. They're slotting in players that start on the bench. Maybe they start in the game. They're slotting in players, playing in different positions. And everybody knows what their job is. Everybody's bought into what they're doing. And at this point, it's just like you could tell internally that they just want to keep it moving and keep it rolling.
So what do we have coming up this week? Because it's next week that there's a Wednesday, Saturday home game here.
So this weekend, away at Jacksonville. And if they win this game, they clinch the group in the Prinks Tires Cup. So this is that USL Prinks Tires Cup that we were talking about, the Florida Derby. So they're away at Jacksonville this weekend. With the win, they clinch winning the group, so they'll advance out of their group if they're able to win this weekend.
Okay.
But then next week is the big home week. They have Charleston at home on Wednesday, national TV game, which is a huge game. We went up to Charleston, and that's the one game I think this year, maybe outside of Oakland, but that's really the one game this year. It was kind of like, oh, nice, we got a point. Like we kind of stole a point out of that game. So a game against Charleston, MD Myers' real team. On Wednesday, national TV game, big deal. If you can get to Attinella Stadium, pack the stands, that would be huge.
I know that one starts at 7 also.
That game starts at 7, a little bit earlier. And then Saturday on the weekend, we have another home game, and that'll be another big game on that weekend as well. So Wednesday, Al Lang, Saturday, Al Lang, national TV Wednesday. But then this weekend coming up, it's Jacksonville on the road, Prinks Tires Cup.
Okay.
So decent little schedule coming up.
The guys are ready, though. They've already had the 2 games in 1 week deal, so they got that out of the way, so they know how to prepare for that. So that's not going to be a worry. So not unfamiliar territory at all that they'll be, kind of going into in this next week.
Yeah, no, and it's at home. You know what I mean? So anytime you get those Wednesday, Saturday games at home, that's a lot easier than having to deal with the travel.
Big time.
But that Wednesday game is going to be big. Obviously, you don't want to overlook Jacksonville, but we're here to talk about the home games, get people fired up about coming to Al Lang Stadium. So that Wednesday game against Charleston will be huge. I won't be in the booth for that one. So if you see me in the stands, I'm trying to join Ralph's mob. I'm trying to join the Skyway Casuals. I'm trying to have myself a hell of a good time.
What do you need, like a ticket or something? What's stopping you from letting them embrace you? Or are you just trying to decide where you're going to spend your time?
I want to be on the capo stand.
Okay.
Like I want to be in the mix. So like my plan is to be in the mix, having myself a time.
Yes.
So $2 Mick Ultra is that game too.
Oh
so.
well, there you go.
Yeah, we'll be putting. I think I could do it on work hours if I'm with the fans, but we'll be putting them back a little bit.
By the way, MD Myers, he loves tarps off. I found out.
Nice.
So yes.
Yeah, that was really well received by a lot of people.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just a bunch of dudes taking their shirts off, twirling them in the air. Something you feel like you've seen a million times in your life, but now it has a name and it's happening, at sporting events, and it's really bonding and healing this nation. Who knew tarps off is what America needed?
It really is.
It is, yeah.
You haven't seen something bring people together the way tarps off has brought people together.
Just in time for the World Cup.
Yeah, I wonder if people go tarps off in the World Cup.
Oh, please, of course.
Bring it on the world scale.
Oh God, people are probably going tarps off at their 8-year-old kids games. I mean, they're just getting ready for these for the big game.
It is funny though, because anytime you talk about the tarps off thing, you always get somebody that's like, "No, man, people have been doing this for years." Well, it's like, yeah, of course people have been doing this for years.
Yeah.
But this is the first time it's organized.
Yes.
And we're uniting the people through a movement in sports
And
and
it's
in the
got a
stands.
good name. It's tarps off. Everybody likes it. It's hot out. Even inside the trop, it gets a little hot sometimes. So, but at the Rowdies games, especially this summer, I don't see it slowing down at all, like we talked about. I only see it gaining more steam just because of how balmy it is out during our Florida summers.
I mean, listen, even if people aren't twirling their shirts over their heads, I would expect people to be taking their shirts off
Yes.
at Rowdies games outside in the summer. So
all physiques welcome, by the way. Just wanted to put that out there. You don't have to look like The Rock at all to take your shirt off. Okay?
Yeah, no, I was at the Rays game this past weekend on Saturday, and listen, my 6-year-old son took his shirt off and ran over to the tarps off movement. So
Really?
There's all walks of life are doing
geez.
tarps off. So
gosh.
everybody's invested in it. Everybody's having fun with it. And, if we can keep that going at Al Lang, that'll be fun too.
Your son's being raised by the tarps off guys at the trop now.
Dude, he just ripped his shirt off. He's like, "Can I do it?" I was like, "Sure." He ripped his shirt off. He's like, "Why aren't you doing it?" I was like, "Well,
Yeah, time and a place, okay?
Yeah, the time for that is the broadcast booth while I'm working.
Daddy
not watching as a fan.
Dad only does that when he's on the clock.
Yeah.
Dude, so how was the TST tournament this weekend? I was trying to find it to watch, but all I could find were where the Rowdies did some updates, I think, of Leo, and it looked like you were all over the place. Was it a great time?
The TST tournament, if you've never been there or know what it is, for me it is one of the best soccer events in America. I went year 1, watched it on TV year 2, year 3. This was year 4, went back year 4. And it is so much fun because there's such like a good balance of people really enjoying themselves, but it's also very, very competitive. So I followed Leo's team around quite a bit because I have some other buddies on that team too, and that was actually the first team that introduced me to TST back in year 1. So I followed his team around a little bit. I think they got to the round of 16 and lost 2-1 in that game. But Leo had like 4 goals. He was playing well. You could tell that he was getting into it. I don't think that he knew how intense it was going to be.
You think he could still play?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, he could still play. There's guys out there that could definitely still play.
I wonder if Leo was scouting himself and is like, hey, listen, I'm ready to join the team again here after TST.
I think the distance might be challenging. Not saying that he's not fit, but like anytime you expand it a little bit.
Yeah.
But that game, like it's on a smaller field at 7v7. So like what he was saying on the podcast, like it suits him very well. And he was playing really well. He played at a really high level. There was one moment where their team in the first knockout game got in there was almost like a full blown brawl. Like a proper hockey style. Yeah, like one guy put his arm around another guy, and the guy on Leo's team like threw a haymaker and caught him, and then it was just all like chaos. And I had field passes, so it was all happening right in front of me. And I'm just sitting there. I'm like, I love this.
Wow, that is awesome.
Yeah,
Any ejections or no? They don't.
Yeah, double red card. So then they had to play a less player, and then they ended up just smashing the team like 6-0. So it worked out in Leo's team's favor.
Do you yearn to play in that next year?
My heart, yes. My body knows no. You know what I mean? So it's like I see them playing and I see the passion behind it and I see how much fun they're having. So in my heart, I would love to do it, but I also know that like 2 or 3 dives to try to make a save on a ball and my shoulders could just like leave my body.
Oh man.
So I know not to do it, but it does look like it's a lot of fun.
It seems like it, yeah.
Yeah, so we went there. So the reason I was there was I was with a company that does Keeper Wars tournaments, and Keeper Wars is essentially you set up 2 goals about 25 yards apart, and the goalkeepers can punt, throw, kick off the ground, do whatever they need to do to try to score on each other.
Oh, that's cool.
So the idea is like lots of saves, lots of goals, and that was cool because we had a player like we had Pepe Reina playing it, and Pepe Reina is a guy that's been to a World Cup. He's won Champions League. He's played at the highest level, and he's playing this kids game. We had Mark Howard from Wrexham join as well, and he's somebody that got really popular during the show. He does a lot of content and things like that. So we had that's what's cool about TST. You get these like really, really high profile guys playing a kids game.
That game sounds really cool, though.
Yeah, so it was fun. Yeah, so it was fun. So it was a good time up at TST, and it was fun seeing everybody and connecting. But Leo, if for whatever reason the team needs Leo to be signed, I think he would be available for a couple games.
Now, just going all over the soccer world, what's going on with the men's national team?
So we're rolling now. Not rolling, but like things are cooking. So the guys are in camp. The guys are in camp now. They just played Senegal on Saturday, and I know how last week I was talking about how we hadn't really seen this group click yet to see them put together a performance that gave you some confidence. this past weekend I got a lot more confidence.
You like what you saw?
Yeah, so Senegal didn't have their entire full team. They're still missing a few players, but Senegal's a team that you expect them to advance out of their group. They might be a player like one of the better teams in Africa. And the USA, they gave up a couple goals, but in my opinion, I think they dominated the game. Christian Pulisic scored, which is huge. He hadn't scored in a long time. And I know there's all these other players, but if he isn't the guy that's leading the way for the U.S. national team, then they're not going to have a chance.
He's Captain America, isn't he?
Captain America. So he scored, which is huge. The offense looked like they were rolling a little bit. He mixed up the teams quite a bit in terms of who I think will actually be in the starting 11 versus who was the starting 11. But one of the things that I like about him, about the coach, is that he's challenging the players. You could tell that he's internally challenging the players. Like, hey, like you might have been a starter last World Cup, but that doesn't mean you're going to be a starter this World Cup. Like, hey, like you might be the man here, but you're not the man in my opinion, Do
you think it's easier to put your ego aside when it's for the country and it's on that level, or you think it still will get you a little bit just because of your pride?
I think that it's probably easier to put your ego to the side, but if you've made it to that level, you still have that chip on your shoulder where if you're not getting the time that you want to be playing, that still kind of drives you internally, which I think it has to. But I don't know if I would recommend this to you. I would recommend this to anybody that's listening to this podcast if you're trying to learn about the U.S. soccer team. There is a documentary on HBO that is a must-watch. Absolute must-watch.
Let me get your password, okay, and I'll check it out.
So they followed, I'll announce it out later. But they essentially followed the U.S. national team from the last World Cup and live action all the way up until now. You know what I mean? So it's a documentary following them from every single step from the last World Cup.
Is it like in the style of Hard Knocks kind of thing, or?
Kind of, a little bit, but I mean, I think it's a little bit more well done, honestly. Like, you could tell that they put a lot behind this, and you get to know Puticino, the coach, like, he's amazing. The more that I get to know about him, and like, a lot of people are upset with him right now because apparently he's interviewing for other jobs. But like he was always a rental.
Just quit. Did the GM just quit out of nowhere? This seems tame compared to that.
We haven't gotten to that episode yet, but Puticino, so he's essentially a rental of a coach. Like, we brought him in because he's a coach that has coached at the highest level. He's coached some of the best players in the world. And essentially it's like, hey, we have this group, this golden generation of players, and we're hosting the World Cup, which is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity with the most talented group we've ever had. So we're going to bring in this really high-level coach that kind of changes the mindset of how these guys are thinking, and I love it. Like, I wasn't really sold on him just based off the performances that you were seeing early on, but now that I'm watching the documentary, watching the way that he speaks to the team and just kind of how he holds these guys accountable, I mean, I'm all in. I'm all in on this group. I'm all in on Puticino. Like, I think that this team has the potential to do some fun things, and make a decent little run. And I'm buying what he's selling. And if you haven't watched the documentary, I highly, highly recommend it because it'll get you pretty fired up.
Yeah, it'd be a good way to get familiar with everybody, right before the World Cup starts. That makes it easier. Well, it is your country, but it makes it easier to root for when you know a lot of the guys' stories behind the ones that are out there.
And they do such a good job, too. It's like you get to know them off the field, you get to know them personally, and you get to know the pressure that this group is under, because this group of players, they've been labeled the golden generation of U.S. soccer for a long time.
It's got to be a lot of pressure.
So much pressure. And then you talk about the game's going to be, like, the World Cup's going to be on U.S. soil. The pressure is off the charts for these guys. But watching this documentary and seeing the way the coach is talking to them, seeing what they did versus Senegal, I'm starting to buy in. I'm starting to bet. I'm starting to drink the Kool-Aid a little bit. I'm starting to buy in.
I think you slipped. I think you're starting to look at the odds here, and you're starting to make look at placing some bets there on the good old USA.
I'm not. I'm an employee of the USL. I'm not allowed to bet. I'm not allowed to bet on soccer, I'm not doing that.
He's not betting on soccer.
I'm not betting on soccer.
He's not even looking at the odds. I don't know. I was totally misreading the situation that's going on here. Okay.
I actually haven't looked at the odds, but I'd be curious to see what they are. But I'm watch the documentary. I'd recommend everybody watch the documentary. Get yourself invested in this team because I like the coach. I think that like I said last week, that's the most talented group they've had in a very long time, and if not ever. And the World Cup's coming, whether you like it or not. And starts next week.
Watch parties galore, right?
Watch parties galore. Al Lang Stadium. Al Lang Stadium, come out June 12th. Good shout out, Seth. We're going to have a watch party at Al Lang Stadium. There'll be watch parties throughout the entire World Cup. I think we have 3 different ones going for the second game, 3 different ones going for the third game. Tampa, St. Pete, everywhere's got you covered. But get invested, man, because like it's if you're like Seth and you're like a fringe soccer guy, but you want to get into soccer, this is the moment. And I think that this team, the USA team, has a real chance to do some fun stuff.
Okay, well that's why I'm in, baby. Let's make it happen.
Let's make it happen. All right, so MD Myers, the hottest soccer player. We're the best team in America right now. We're going to say he's the hottest soccer player in America right now.
Yeah, for sure.
We'll just keep that momentum going. So he's on the podcast next. Hope you enjoy that interview. It'll be fun getting to know him a little bit. And then for the Tampa Bay Rowdies this weekend on the road, Prinks Tires Cup, Jacksonville. And then the next week is the big one. Wednesday at home versus Al Lang. Saturday at home versus Al Lang. Come out, get your tickets, rowdysoccer.com. Let the players know that we know what's going on. There's a lot of buzz around the city around it. More people start talking to me about the Rowdies than ever before, so there's a lot of buzz going. And let's just keep the buzz going. Let's keep supporting these guys. They're doing a great job. And you got anything else, Seth? Or
tarps off, and don't be afraid to bring one of those spritzers out there to those games. Okay, it's okay to cool yourself down.
Great advice. All right, MD Myers coming up next. Hope you enjoy. If you are looking for a summer camp this summer, the Tampa Bay Rowdies and the Tampa Bay Sun have teamed up to bring you the first time ever that the two professional clubs will be running a camp together. The camp runs from June 8th to the 12th, 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. It's for ages 6 to 14 of all skill level. There'll be different guest appearances there. There'll be special guests there helping run the clinic. And not to mention, it is at the Tampa Bay Sun training facility. So we are coming across the bridge and teaming up to run this camp. All the information that you need is at the Tampa Bay Rowdies website. Just make sure you click on the youth camp section of the website. Get yourself signed up for this first time ever camp because it's something that we want to keep going and we think that you're going to really enjoy it. So sign up today. All right, as promised, we have labeled you the hottest scoring soccer player in America.
Okay.
Does that work?
That's fine for me.
That works. All right.
Yeah.
All right, he'll take it. MD Myers is here. And if you haven't been paying attention, you probably have because you listen to this podcast. Goals on goals on goals recently. He's been very hot, so makes sense to have him on the show. Talk a little bit about the team, talk about your history, and yeah, man, thanks for joining us.
Yeah, no problem. Happy to be here.
So the one thing that I wanted to start off with, it has absolutely nothing to do with soccer. Start, bench, cut. Eagles Super Bowl, Phillies World Series, 76ers NBA Championship.
We'll start the Eagles Super Bowl, of course.
You start the Eagles Super Bowl
above anything else.
Okay.
Yeah, that's like my number one team, any sport, even soccer, I would say. I'm a Birds fan, first and foremost.
He says that with a real serious look in his eye.
Yeah.
Like he's
Philadelphia
fan. That means a lot.
I'm a Bears fan, yeah. So I was like, oh, I got it. I feel it. You guys traded A.J. Brown. How you feeling about that?
Yeah, we had to get rid of him. He didn't want to be there anymore. Get rid of him.
Look at
so
that.
I'm done.
Philly, next man
fans.
up.
I love
There.
Philly fans, man.
Yeah.
Eagle fans are my favorite, honestly. I love Philly
He
fans.
was being a scumbag at the end of the season, so we had to get rid of him. But it happens. We got some draft picks. We got Makai Levin.
Yeah.
He'll be in there. We'll be good.
You don't need him.
So,
yeah. How are
and
you
I'll
guys?
take-
Best GM in all sports.
I'll take
Minus Nico.
what'd you say?
I said minus Nico.
He is the best GM, yeah.
There you go.
What a guy. But I'll take the Phillies World Series next.
Okay.
And the Sixers have just disappointed me my entire life. So I love AI. Like he's one of my favorite athletes of all time. But after that,
They got some guys though, man.
they got some guys, but
Not
they're
enough.
fakers. I think they're really good till they get to the playoffs and they shut down. So it's been disappointing for years now.
So you're not even you don't even want to see that over the other things because you just know that it's not even in the realm of
I
possibility.
mean, I've seen a Phillies World Series in my lifetime.
Yeah,
and that was electric.
they beat the Rays. Terrible.
I don't love watching baseball all the time, but playoff baseball in Philly, something special. I haven't seen any playoff baseball down here yet, so we'll see how it goes. But growing up, playoff baseball in Philly, that's the spot.
Is it true what they say about Philly fans? Or you guys, I can't say that I've been. I went to the World Series when the Rays were playing Philly, but I haven't been to an Eagles game as an opposing fan or anything like that. What would you say that's like for an opposing fan to go, to say an Eagles game? What's that experience like?
We're the worst, for sure. You don't want to be there. If I was an away fan, I wouldn't be going to Philly.
Yeah.
But, I love them. They're my people, and I love being back in Philly when sports are going on, especially if it's playoff time. So,
dude, I love this, because I'm not a lot of guys we get on here. It's like they're very, they're into soccer and all this stuff. This is like a real Philly. I feel like if the Eagles were in the Super Bowl and he had a Rowdies game, he might miss the Rowdies game to go watch the Eagles or something like that.
I mean, last year I was in Charleston, but I wanted to fly back for the parade so badly. I was loving it. I actually got to there was a Philly bar in Charleston, so I watched the Super Bowl there, and it was electric to be around some of my people.
Yeah.
Some of my people.
It sucked. I was sick not being home.
I love Philly fans.
Yeah.
There's one during that World Series, I got in trouble in college because I skipped a public speaking, which is funny. Public speaking, I do that a lot now. Mm-hmm. Skipped a public speaking exam because I had tickets to Game 2 of the World Series. And I asked my professor, I said, if I go first in this exam, then I'll be able to make it to the game and I'll be able to get my grade. And he's like, well, I can't do you any favors. I was like, okay, thanks. And then so I didn't get selected to go first. So I just raised my hand and said, what would you do if you were me? And he was like, it's the World Series. So I was like, so I just got up and left. And I got an F on that said exam, but we figured it out.
Yeah,
It worked out.
You still made it, dude.
But I understand the fandom process. So talking about Philly, your background and just the Philly culture of that, is that something like, now that I'm like putting it all together, when I watch you play, you got a little bit of that bite to you. Do you think that comes from kind of like that type of mentality, that background, and just knowing that type of culture?
100%. I think, like, as a fan in that city, like, they appreciate hard work. They appreciate guys giving it their all. And I think that's what I want to do when I go out there. It's just, yeah, I would say it definitely left a mark on me.
Yeah, you can tell that there's a little bit of bite to you when you're doing that. Those, I was watching before you were scoring those goals. I remember talking to you a little bit about like you were kind of doing a lot of that dirty work, right? Center backs kind of like chipping you and drawing a lot of fouls and things like that. I've never been a field player, but like obviously like I've watched a lot of forwards pretty closely. When you're going through those stretches where it's like you're doing a lot of that dirty work and you might not necessarily be getting the goals on the scoreboard, what's your mentality during that process? Because like you're a guy that loves to score goals, but that's also an important part of your job.
Yeah,
I've kind of filling that space and occupying those fouls and those different things.
Yeah, no, I heard you say that if you don't score, you're sick. So, that's a good question of how you're able to go through those games where you're actually not scoring but still helping.
Yeah, I mean, winning is the best for sure, and then it's scoring goals right underneath it. So at least when we're winning, I can get by. But, yeah, I like to do all that dirty work as well. I know that stuff leads to goals, and it leads to helping the team. And the thing is with goals, like, they're contagious. As soon as you get one, they kind of start flowing, and the floodgates open up. So I think that's what's kind of happening right now. So you have to trust, never get too high, never get too low. And if you're doing the right things, they'll come. So,
did your parents really start you off playing soccer at 2?
I mean, so both my parents played soccer in college. My sister plays in college now. I didn't really have a choice. It's in the family. It's in the blood, and I loved it from the beginning. I was scoring goals since I was little, and I had to be a striker from the jump. I don't know how the guys play the other positions. I don't know how they do it. I could never be a defender. I was watching them in training today. I was like, I'd be miserable if I was them. But I lived to score the goals, so yeah.
Man, imagine being a goalie.
Yeah. Now, at least like you have something you're really looking forward to. As a defender, I'm just like, what are you just trying to block these guys all day, every day? I don't know. Not for me.
That is, I will say though, that you're not that you're a goalie hater, but you're a little bit critical of goalies. Whenever you're watching those YouTube videos in the lunchroom, like you're always the voice that I hear, oh, look at this goalie. He could have done better with that. Look at this one.
I'm a goalie hater. For sure.
All right.
Jamali and Austin are great, but a lot of goalies I'm a hater for, yeah.
If they're a goalie of your own team, you love them.
Yeah, they're great. I mean, they've been killing it this year, so when they're keeping clean sheets, I can always support them.
Oh, that's pretty funny, man. Yeah, so talking about growing up a little bit, how you've always been scoring goals. You transferred to Rutgers, right? So kind of, if we can go back to that time in your life, like what went into that decision? Was it the idea of being close to home? Because Piscataway, New Jersey is a very interesting place. Like, is that close to home? Is that college have a lot of history with you, or kind of go through that process?
Yeah, really no history with me at all. I mean, I transferred. I wanted to go to like a bigger school, ACC or Big Ten, something like that.
They were Big Ten. They were Big Ten at the time. Yeah, okay.
And I wanted to like prove myself at a bigger conference. I was coming from High Point in the Big South, and it was like a really small conference. So I did well, but I really wasn't getting many looks. So that was kind of the idea behind my transfer. And then I was looking at a handful of schools, and things just weren't working out with like transferring and transcripts and that kind of thing. But the guys, like the coaching staff at Rutgers, really put the plan together for me. And I got really excited. The facilities there are awesome, and it is close to home, which is big because my family hadn't come to see my games in a few years. And it's nice. Like, I'm a family person. Like, all of my family basically grew up in the same hometown. Like, both sets of my grandparents. My parents are from the same town. So I'm very close to my family, so being back was nice. And I was also going to be able to play with guys that I played with and played against my whole, like, youth at Rutgers, which was special to me. And yeah, I went there and it really worked out. We won like the first Big Ten title in like men's program history out of like any men's sports at the school. So it was pretty special, and I loved it there. It was like one of my favorite experiences ever.
Is it more of like I've only been there visiting when they were in the Big East, so I've only been there a couple times. Is that like is Piscataway the town? Like is Rutgers Piscataway, and is that like pretty much the college?
Yeah, it's like New Brunswick, Piscataway, and I mean there's like 4 campuses within one there, and I just loved it. It's a city full of college students.
Yeah, it's great.
So it was awesome. I came from a small school, went to a big school, and I was like, "This is
awesome.
I should have been here. Like, this is what I'm meant for." Here. Yeah.
When you were in the transfer portal, did you feel like you were the hot girl at the club? Like, was there a lot of, even though you had your eyes set on what conferences you wanted to go to, was there still a lot of offers, a lot of attention?
Yeah. So like, I remember I was with my sister that day. It was like Thanksgiving break, and I was home. We went to like one of our favorite bagel shops, another like Jersey thing, like. I gotta go home, get my bagels, pizza, that kind of thing.
What kind of bagel?
Yeah. What kind of bagel? And what's
I like
the bagel
an everything
shop?
bagel if I'm going like classic. That's my thing. But there's this place called the Bagel Nook. It actually one just opened in Tampa recently, so check it out. It's a place from Jersey. This is the place we were at back home, and I entered the transfer portal that day. Like I got the email saying I'm entered, and like by the time we're done breakfast, I had like 40 emails from coaches. So I was like, this is overwhelming. That night, like the first day I was in it, I was like on FaceTime with coaches, and it was crazy, super overwhelming. But
did you want to make it a quick process?
I wanted to do it in the winter semester so I could get to the school in the spring, which made it a little more like a shotgun type of thing. I had to get it done quick, and it's hard because all these guys are salesmen. They're all kind of telling you everything you want to hear, selling it to you. So making the right decision can be a challenge, but no, I think it was the best decision I could have ever made. Yeah.
I think that's pretty cool though. Like I wish the transfer portal was a thing when I was in school, because like if you do well and then you get the opportunity to jump into it and just see what interest is out there that you might not have had getting out of high school, it's kind of like that refresher of like, oh yeah, like I'm good. Yeah, I'm in a good spot.
Yeah, no, it was cool, and that was kind of like, I would say it was the year before the transfer portal really got big, because now guys transfer
it's crazy.
Every season. It's wild. I mean, I talk to my college coaches, and there's like it's hard to navigate because there's so much going on. So many guys leave after one season. So,
are you cool with it? Do you like the transfer portal? I know it's such a big conversation just in overall sports, but I never have an issue with it if a guy wants to jump in and go somewhere else because he's not playing or something like that. What's your take?
I don't know. I think it's getting out of hand. I think sometimes you got to ride it out. I think my first year at High Point was a struggle. I didn't do very well. And if it was that like accessible to the transfer portal, I probably would have left. But I stuck it out, and like my second year there, I was leading the like NCAAs in goals. So I think there's something to say about gaining experience at one place for a little while, and I think it can be very beneficial. So I think guys are taking advantage of it a little bit.
Well, and plus too, it's like you learn a lot about yourself from sticking it out in a bad situation, or not a bad situation, but a situation where you have to struggle a little bit. Where nowadays it's like everybody just goes, and now there's like people that have played professionally in Europe that are playing college soccer now, so it's a whole different ball game. But we'll fast forward. All right, so Rutgers, success at Rutgers, and then you get to New York City, and then you win the Golden Boot for the MLS League, right? So you go through that process. What was that process kind of like at New York City? Because when you're talking about like big clubs in the MLS, that's one of the bigger organizations. Obviously, the ties to Man City, the names that they bring in, the coaches that they have. Kind of walk us through what that process was like, and then how you were able to have that type of success. And then I want to talk about too, like after the fact, and kind of how your path led you here.
So like I got drafted there. The draft is a complicated process.
Were you excited about that? Were you excited about that draft selection, or was it kind of like, because I know for me, the team already had 3 signed goalies, and I was like, I don't know where I fit into this puzzle.
Yeah, well, I was talking to all these different teams in the draft. I'm talking to my agent, and I'm thinking I'm going to a few different teams. And I'm coming off like Big Ten Player of the Year. I'm thinking, I'm going first round.
Yeah,
for
of course.
Sure, it's going to happen, and that's what people are telling me. So that's what I have in my mind. And honestly, the draft day was one of the worst days like of my soccer career.
Oh, man.
It was absolutely miserable. We had people like over
Same with you, right, Jeff?
watching,
terrible.
like my family. I didn't want to have.
Were
a big
you there
thing.
in person, or you were watching at home?
I had it like it was at my grandparents' house, and we have all these people over, which I didn't really want, but I get it. It's a big day for
everybody,
people around me. So we have this big thing, and then first round goes, second round goes, and I'm like, there's these teams that said they were gonna pick me like second round for sure if I fall there. And then third round, never talked to New York City at all. they pick me, and I'm like, this is a terrible situation. It's like, as a forward going to a big market like in New York City or Miami or LA, like your chances of making that team and like ever getting minutes is so slim. They want to make big signings, and a guy coming from college isn't really going to cut it. I think I forget who it was, but they just had like a top striker the year before.
Yeah, some guy worth like $7-8 million that they probably brought in.
Exactly. So I was just like, this is a bad situation, but try to make the most of it. This is what it is, and at least it's close to home. And I think that's why they picked me, because they knew I was close and could commute. So that's how the draft went. It wasn't great, but like I said, I went to preseason with the first team to start. Really didn't get any reps. They had no intentions of signing me. They were like, yeah, we'll sign you to the second team. And I had some USL like one options that I considered, where Dom actually tried to bring me in to Omaha. It was like one of the conversations I had, but at the time I was like, I'll just stick it out for a year here. I am close to home, and I'm just going to do whatever I can, as much as I can this season, just to see what happens. And yeah, won the Golden Boot for
which is a lot.
The next
you did a
lot. And yeah, I was hoping that would maybe give me opportunities to the first team. Ultimately, there wasn't. They didn't see a future with me. But I ended up getting a move to Charleston, and had 2 really good years there.
No looking back from there.
Yeah, no. I think I just try to make the most of every opportunity I get, and just keep moving forward and be grateful for whatever I have.
Did anybody ever tell you why you slipped to the third round, or you never found out why?
So there's really, you don't get many answers. You want more answers, but
if you had to do all over again, would you not have the party? Would you try not to have expectations if you could go back?
Yeah, it's hard. I think I still have expectations. I'm still confused to why I went that low.
It never leaves you, by the way.
Yeah,
it never leaves you, by the way.
I mean, very frustrating.
It's a fact.
It felt like nobody believed in me, and I still feel like that's been the way like a lot of my career. So just got to keep proving people wrong, and I think you can't really argue with the goals. So just keep scoring goals.
Yeah, I mean that's the best thing you could do, and it provides that chip on your shoulder no matter what type of success you're having. So you make the move to Charleston. Charleston, one of the most historic, successful clubs in the USL. So you spend your time there. We're going to fast forward over Charleston because I don't really want to talk about Charleston.
That's fine.
Yeah, we'll fast forward over Charleston.
Upcoming home game.
Big game. But then you make the decision to come here. So you leave Charleston, which is a club that has a lot of history, has a lot of success, and then coming to the Tampa Bay Rowdies off of a down year. That's interesting that you talked to Dom beforehand. Mm-hmm. I didn't know that. I didn't know that little wrinkle. So I'm assuming that played a little bit of a part in it because you had a little bit of a history there. But just what went into making that decision? Because in terms of the USL, you had to be one of the most sought-after guys. So just what went into that decision that ultimately left you from that club and brought you down here?
Yeah, I mean, there's only a few teams I was interested in at all. And, yeah, Dom definitely played a big part in it. But also being able to come to the Rowdies after a season where they struggled was exciting to me, just because I could help bring this club back up to where it should be. And I thought that was a special opportunity. And, the way Dom was putting the things together and telling me, like, the pieces we were going to bring in got me excited. The way he wants to play is something that suits me. And, I just saw it as the best opportunity I could have, and also you're in Tampa Bay, so life is good.
Yeah,
you're the beach,
There's way too many Philly.
Not too much to complain about.
There's still a lot of Philly fans down here too, which probably helps you out a little bit.
It's nice. I don't know why everybody's leaving up there, but
we talked about it. So earlier in the show, like I was trying to break down a little bit more, strategically what it looks like you guys are trying to accomplish out there. But what I want to kind of dive into is, everybody just seems extremely bought into what Dom is putting together in terms of game plans and the mentality and things like that. In your viewpoint, how has it been possible for this group to piece it all together so quickly? Because I say all the time that I think this is one of the best stories in sports. Mm-hmm. Like, you're a sports fan.
Yeah.
In any other sport in the country, if a team was doing what you guys were doing, it would be talked about extensively. Mm-hmm. How have you guys as a group been able to kind of have that gelling and understanding of where you guys are at as a team this quickly?
Yeah, I think when Dom built the roster, it's very purposeful. It's a lot of guys that have been together. There's like pockets of like 3 or 4 guys all around that have been together, and it's a bunch of great guys. He's worked with a bunch of them that have come in from Omaha and other teams, and it's just there's no egos in the building. It's like we're all here for a common goal. We all want to win games. And I think when you establish that from the very beginning of preseason, we also got into preseason earlier than probably any other team. So we had that time to build up a bunch of preseason games. And, when you start winning games, especially at the beginning of the season, you just kind of build the momentum. And at this point, we just really bought in. We work on getting better every single day, every single week, even though we are on this run where we haven't lost any games. Like in the building, it doesn't always feel like that. It feels like we're always working towards something, and I think that's why we've been able to maintain it for so long.
I think that's one of the things that honestly it just impresses me every week. It seems like you guys understand that you guys still have a lot of room to grow. Mm-hmm. That's the crazy part for me. It's like every single week you guys are adding a little bit of something to the week that you had before, where it's like, oh, this team is like, they're still not even a finished product yet. When you're watching it. Do you guys feel that as well as a group?
100%. I think there's things that I think we can get better at on like the attacking side of things especially, and like we have so much depth, especially in the attack. I mean, all over the field, but I just think the attack more because I'm working with those guys a lot more.
You're a goal scorer.
Yeah, so like it feels like whenever one guy gets hot, like another one has to work that much harder, and there's always a next man up. Like the guys off the bench every single game just bring another level, and that's huge. It's not only it pushes everybody around you, but a lot of these teams don't have the depth that we have. Yeah.
Who critiques your game harder, your mom, your dad, or your sister?
Yeah, my mom is the hardest. She's always been the hardest on me. She's the one I go to if I need real criticism, real advice. My dad, I mean, he's the biggest fan for sure. He is watching every game. But he'll sugarcoat it for me. He'll always say I'm the best player out there. But
probably not wrong.
And my sister is.
Will she get on you?
She watches. I get on her a little more.
Okay.
What position does she play?
She's like, we're very different players, probably because like we were always training partners, and she's like feeding me balls. Like, especially during COVID, I always say I had a built-in training partner, which was like I feel like I got so much better during COVID when a lot of people were didn't have time to train. Like she was there with me. I'm 5 years older than her, so kind of bossed her around a little bit, get her to come out. But I think she got a lot better too. So we're really close, and like soccer's a big part of that. So yeah, I talk to her a lot, and we talk about the game. But we're very different players. I like to score goals. She doesn't like the spotlight. She likes to be just facilitate things, find good passes. But technically, she's very, very good. Yeah.
That's a cool story that you guys were like helping each other during COVID, though.
Yeah, no, I actually COVID sucked for sure, but I don't know. We were very close. Like we were training every single day, and I had a pretty good time. It was a nice time to be able to bond with her because even through high school, when I played for Philadelphia Union's Academy, like I was gone every day. I went to school there. I would leave my house at like 5:45 in the morning, get back at 7:30 at night.
Jeez.
So I really wasn't home around her that much, so it was nice. It was like a good 5 months where we just got to spend a lot of time together, so it was nice.
That's awesome, man. So you mentioned earlier that the Eagles were like your ultimate, even over any soccer team.
Yep.
You have a soccer family growing up. Were you guys watching soccer all the time, or was it just playing soccer? Like, who's your favorite soccer team? Was that something that's been a part of your life for a long time? Or
Yeah, I'm a Man United fan.
Okay.
I love Man United.
The Glazers, they're here in Tampa.
Yeah.
Maybe we can say what's up.
Yeah, maybe I'll get a connection with them, get over to some games. But I love soccer. Like, I'm more of just a fan of the game than like die hard. Like if Man U win the Prem, like I'm excited. But if the Eagles win the Super Bowl, like I have to be back there. I have to get back, like, because it's just my people. It's the people I've grown up with and been around. All my family, like that's another sports are just a big part of my family in general. So whenever Philly teams are doing well, all my friends and family are excited, and I think that's a big part of sports. Like just the connection.
Yeah, of course, man. That's how I am with Tampa.
Yeah.
So I understand it for real.
So what's the I was watching you on the Jay Retcher podcast, and you talked about the music situation in the locker room.
Yeah.
Tell everybody what's that like, and if you had control over the situation, what would you be playing for everybody?
Yeah, I mean, usually it's Lawrence Wyke getting on the music, not really my style. I'm throwing my headphones in a lot of the time. He likes the house music. I'm more of I like the lyrics. I go back to Philly. I like some Meek Mill. I like to hear.
I was gonna say Bruce Springsteen. I didn't.
Yeah, no, I like.
Hold on, wait
like
a minute.
some rap.
Y'all thought I was
Yeah,
finished?
I like that kind of stuff, especially pregame. My music taste is all over the place. I like a lot of stuff my dad likes, and
You think it's time to take control back in the locker room?
I think somebody's got to step up. The thing is, sometimes I just get locked in on game day where I just put my headphones in and figure it out. But, yeah, Lawrence likes to play his house music.
But Lawrence is like a DJ by hire, right? Like you could hire Lawrence out if you wanted to bring him
I
to
don't know
your
who's
party.
hiring him anytime soon. Yeah.
My daughter's got a birthday party next week. Can we get him there before the game, you think?
Maybe we'll shoot promos for him. Be like, if you want to party like the Rowdies locker room, hire Lawrence.
Maybe some frats at University of Tampa would like him. That'd
go.
probably be a good thing for him. But
All right.
yeah.
I like it. All right. So World Cup coming up. Just kind of want to get your stance on the U.S. national team. Do you follow that along? Are you up to speed with what's going on with them and kind of how you think it's going to shake out for the old U.S. of A?
Yeah. I'm a lot more excited after the Senegal game yesterday.
That's what I said.
I thought we were going to get popped by them, and they look great. So it got me pretty excited. But I have Brendan Aronson I grew up playing with. We were on the same team growing up, so super exciting to see one of your boys out there. But yeah, we'll see. It's been up and down the last year or so. I'm kind of pissed Diego Luna's not on there. I thought he kind of had more the most heart on the team.
Yeah.
In the games leading up, but we'll see. I want to see that fight. I feel like we used to have a lot in the World Cup, and just in general when we used to have guys like Donovan and Dempsey playing. So we'll see if they have it. I'm thinking we'll get past the group. We're gonna win one game in the knockout round and then get out. That's my
That'd be big
prediction.
though. That'd be big.
I think that'd be good. We got to get out of the group, get people excited about soccer in this country.
Oh, if we don't
need
get out
a couple wins.
If we don't get out of the group, the
Yeah.
soccer world's going to be just in
crumble.
shambles. Absolute shambles.
Well, I think if any non-soccer fans watched the Champions League final the other day, especially in the U.S., they're going to be like, "This is the most boring game ever." Arsenal need to be stopped. Thank God they were. PSG did it for the love of soccer. Arsenal is the worst team ever. So, yeah.
I'm learning. Why does everybody hate Arsenal so much?
I honestly don't know,
Okay.
but I'm learning that as well as we go. Because I have a lot of friends that like Arsenal, but everybody likes to see them lose.
Yeah, terrible. I mean, the way they play soccer is just abysmal.
They had to do that on the weekend though. They had to play super defensive.
Yeah, they
because
can
if they
do
would have
that.
stretched themselves versus PSG, they would have been in trouble.
Yeah, the final should have been the PSG Bayern game where it was
Yeah.
4-4 or whatever it was. But that's real soccer. You need goals.
Yeah, he doesn't like the defensive strategy
Yeah.
masterminding of stopping attacking players. I could see that.
Yeah, I'd way rather a 5-4 game than a 0-0.
Yeah. Well, I think a lot of people would probably agree.
Yeah.
What goal have you rewatched the most of yours this season?
Yeah, honestly, I rewatched them that night, the day after, but then I kind of block it out. I don't watch it that much.
You ever impressed with yourself? Oh man,
That one against Phoenix, yeah, it felt good.
I knew he was going to say
that
that.
one felt good. That's my favorite goal. One of my favorites I've scored as a pro. But yeah, it's gone. It's on to the next game. My favorite goal is the next one.
Okay.
So,
There you go. Love it. All right, so we'll wrap this up. We got some fan questions for you.
Yeah.
All right. Leather or synthetic cleats?
I think they're all synthetic now, so
Gotta
I
go
go to
synthetic.
I was an X guy for a while, and they stopped making them Adidas X's, so I'm on to the F50s, but I'm liking them a lot now.
All right. Who's your favorite player?
Jamie Vardy, best
Yeah?
striker of all time, best player of all time. If you haven't seen his documentary that just came out, must watch.
I was just about to ask you. I mean, obviously you've had to watch it. Best player of all time, Jamie Vardy?
My favorite. It's the story.
Yeah,
I like
all right.
guys that I'm not impressed with the Michael Jordans and Ronaldos. I like the guys that came from the mud.
Yeah.
All right.
Michael Jordan didn't make his high school team.
Yeah.
All right. A tough question to answer here, but how long can the unbeaten streak last? That's a tough one, but if you want to answer it, go nuts.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think you can really put a number on it, but we're rolling right now. We're not really focused on that, I'd say. We're focused on just getting better every single week. So
Love it. All right, and then this is the important question. All right, this is a great question. Against Prime 2012 NASL Final, Jeff, are you scoring a penalty?
I'm probably banging a top corner. I don't think you can save it. That's the thing. If it was reachable, I think you can get it, but it's not reachable.
That's the thing about penalties, man. If you put it in the right spot, no goalie's ever saving it. That's the thing about penalties.
Exactly.
Oh,
No
man.
hate.
Dude, I love your swagger and confidence you got, man. It's awesome.
Yeah, dude,
Yeah.
This is number 9. This is a proper number 9 that we're dealing with right here.
You got to be confident. You have to be if you're going to play this position. So.
Oh, man, love it, dude. So just sign-off message from you to the fans, to people, trying to get people fired up to come out to the Charleston game next Wednesday. We'll kind of let you take the microphone, run with it, and help us get the people fired up.
Yeah, I think you saw it last game at home against Phoenix. Like, the stadium was electric, and that pushes us to work that much harder. This Charleston game is going to be like 2 of the top teams in the Eastern Conference going at it, and I think this is going to be a decisive game in our season. So come out, support, be loud, and help us be that 12th man and get those 3 points.
Love it. And of course, they're going to be focused on Jacksonville first, but we get to talk about the home games.
Oh, you like the tarps off, right?
That tarps off is awesome.
Okay.
I loved it. It was awesome out there. We're watching. I was on the bench at that point, and we were all watching what's going on up there. I appreciate that Jeff did take his shirt off.
For the boys,
Yeah,
man.
of
For
course,
the boys.
of
For the
course.
boys. For the
He had
boys.
to.
Oh,
So
man.
it was fun.
That's awesome, man. All right, well, MD, I appreciate you taking the time today, man. I know that everyone's going to love hearing from you, so it's good getting to know you a little bit more, and, man, just keep doing your thing.
That's the plan. Keep winning games. Keep scoring goals. Yeah.
Love it. Thanks, brother.